that seems to help. Okay, so let's check the wagon. We haven't checked in a while. It's totally empty. So we've created all the stockpiles that we need to get everything underground. I'm going to go ahead and mark this for deconstruction, and then there'll be no more wagon here. They're kind of hanging out at the wagon right now because they don't have rooms, I guess. I wonder if that mason that came is actually better at being... Oh, he's just a novice. Okay. Yeah, that was the one that came, right? What about the woodcutter guy? They're both novice. They're kind of whatever. Okay. Alright, yeah. I don't need to switch anything up with these guys. For now, they can just help do basic tasks. Fill up my quantum stockpiles here. So yeah, actually, with these guys, I think I'm going to expand these a little bit more again. Just slightly. So you get a little bit more work going on here. And then once I get some beds... Alright, we're already starting to get beds down here, so... Let's start building them. We only have one bed. Guess we only need, what, 6? Yeah, let's see how these pets, these animals do down here. They might like it there better. I guess I'll go ahead and create the rooms for these guys, even if they don't have beds yet, and just assign them so that as soon as I place the bed, they'll basically be set. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I don't know, 6. Do it up here. So eventually you'll get to the point where you have enough bedrooms, like you got so many bedrooms that, you know, you start having like people that you assigned first, like this first floor is going to get filled up quickly. And then I'll have another, you know, well, I'm not going to have another floor underneath. In this case, I've got this cavern because this is just temporary. But, you know, in the normal structure, right, you have like multiple layers of these apartments. You're going to reach a point where like these guys have been assigned for so long that, inevitably like stuff's gonna happen, like some of these guys might die, you know, different things, right? They go away and then the room doesn't belong to anybody anymore. It just kind of becomes a vacant room. So every once in a while you're gonna want to come back up and just check through these, just like basically take a look. There are a couple ways you can do it. So you can start this way and just look through and just kind of keep an eye over here, see if it's assigned. If not, you know, you can go ahead and assign somebody here. So I'll just do that now. But there's also another way that can be a little bit better in some situations. One of the nice things here is I set off the top of my head, you know, 13 and 7. I'm like, oh, I need 6 more rooms. Not necessarily. Sometimes, you know, we saw actually the kid had a mother and father that were married. So one cool thing is when I set those guys, they are going to generally share a room. So if I look up at the people, yeah, here you go. When I set Daigle here, Rith also came, so now they'll share this room. So you don't necessarily need one-to-one people in these kind of partnerships, like they're gonna share a room, so it saves you on some rooms. But anyway, what I was saying before, the other way to do this is, you know, let's see, let's take a look. So I still have actually an empty room here, right? At least one. So let's say I have like 200 rooms in my fortress, and I know I've got a couple empty rooms, but I don't want to click through every damn one. You can also come down here to the place tab, and the place tab will show you all of your things. You can scroll down to the bedrooms and just kind of eyeball the ones here that are like don't have anybody, and you can click here to either view its properties or go here to see it directly. So here I know, oh, it's this one, you know, and then I can set it. If you have a combination though of noble rooms and regular rooms, like in this case all my rooms are just the same with this design that I have, they're all just these 3x3 rooms. But if you had like empty noble rooms and empty regular rooms, then this doesn't really help you quite as much. Let me see if I name this thing. I actually haven't tried this, but I don't believe that it has the name in there. So I think if I give this a name like, you know, I don't know, special room, the place information, it doesn't say special room on it. I actually hate this. Like, I really think it should have that in here. Like, if you're gonna have the names, because then you could name all your noble rooms like noble, you know, and then anything that's not named that, like, you know, oh, I can just assign anybody to this. Because otherwise you get into this system where you're like, oh, I've got like 12 free rooms, and you click through them and you're like, oh god damn it, that's a noble room. Like, let me go to the next one. Which one was I on? Like it's annoying. So I hope they change that. But that is a way that you can, another way you could do that. Those are the two ways I know about once you get to that point. What's going on here? Mugs never came down? Or were they just used? What's going on here? They're not in the craft store workshop anymore. Where are these guys at? Let's see where this is. Oh, it is there. Okay, there's just a rock on top of it. Yeah, I gotta clean some of this stuff up. You can, by the way, I guess I'll show this off real quick. If you're really annoyed by like you just got a big layer of a bunch of rock here, just visually, like, you can actually go to these. There's a property, a couple of these different properties I can talk about. Forbidden, you know, if you set this, like, nobody's gonna mess with it. They just basically act like it's not there, which can be helpful for some things. Dump. So I created a dump up here, a dump zone. Up here. Here's my dump zone. You can also have like a little, you know, like a little pit or something, and mark it as a dump zone, and they'll go throw items in the pit. And if you mark anything as dump, they will get a job to basically come pick this up and throw it in whatever your closest dump zone is. And then the other one is this guy, the visibility. So if I click this, like, suddenly that thing goes away. You could turn it back on by going to this. So obviously that would be very cumbersome if you had to go through every one of these and do that. So you actually have this option here for doing bulk actions of this. So let's say I was just really annoyed by all these rocks here. I could go here and say hide items and just like hide all these guys, I want to say. There you go. I don't know why it didn't work to... Oh yeah, it did. Well, that's weird. Okay. So there you go. Just hide them all, you know, so you don't have to look at them. For some reason this stresses me out. I don't really do it. I'm used to looking at the mess. And hopefully my quantum stockpiles will clean this up eventually. But definitely, like, I usually will only use this for like really nice looking rooms. Like when I did like a throne room in my last fortress that was like really ornate. And I couldn't stand having the rocks on there, so I eventually hid them. But yeah, that is one thing you can do there. Some of those designations. Alright, so I think my quantum stockpile up here should finally be ready to go. Alright, yes. Yes, it is. Let's mine out these three, because that's kind of the design we're going with here. And let's set this thing up. So you guys can go while I set this up. This is going to be furniture in. Furniture out. We're gonna do a build construction track stop here. Oh, before I do it, whoops, I want to select the material in this case. I want to make it go out to the right. And let's let that be built. All right, that was quick. And do a hauling route. Add new route. Let's call it furniture. And we'll assign it our last cart here. We're gonna have to make more carts if we want more of these. Add a stop. Click on the one that it is. And then we're gonna get rid of all the conditions. And link to a stockpile. Going into the cart from here. Going out of the cart to here. And we're going to set this to take furniture. Again, with these kind of things, with quality and materials, it's best to start from everything and then rule out what you don't want. So let's see if there's anything I don't want here. In the types. Bags. I wouldn't really call a bag of furniture, but okay. Do I want my bags here? I guess that's fine. If they're not used, why not? Okay. Ballista parts, barrels, beds, bins, boxes, buckets, cabinets. Everything looks okay to me so far. Mechanisms, millstones, mine carts, pipe sections, querns. Sandbags. Tables, thrones. Yeah, I think I just want everything in here. Just all the furniture. That makes it easy. Do I want any finished goods that I would kind of consider to be furniture? Like musical instruments or something. Maybe. But I don't think I'm worried about it right now. So I think just everything furniture is okay for now. Okay, well that makes it easy. We got to do that on these stockpiles as well. Furniture, everything, and the out stockpile. All right. I think we should be good to go there. Should start getting filled in. Again, we want to check on the output pile here and make sure that we're getting at least... Oh, let me... crap. I should have resized this. I've been doing these as too wide now, so let's do that. Redraw. Delete this. And we want to wait to see on that stockpile. Oh, there we go. So we can see it's got two things here, which is a good sign. That means it's working. Yeah, we got 3 or 4 things, so all set up. Oh yeah, look at here. Our stone one has been working for a while. You can see we're getting quite a bit of stone on this one tile here. That's great. All right, we probably have some more beds ready at this point. I have to remember which rooms that I put them in. All right, this one and then everything around the center. Right, we got one more. Which one's missing? All right, I think we just need one more bed because I think this room didn't have anybody in it since there was one married couple. So actually we can stop making the beds now, for now. So we'll let them make one more. And we will cancel the repeat task on that. Eventually, I think I'm going to put doors on these. Maybe. I don't know. I had doors everywhere in my last fortress. Didn't really need them. And these are floors where, like, I'm never going to... I don't really care that much about making my workshop floors like decorative. I mean, not from like my aesthetic point of view, but like from a value point of view, like engraving floors and stuff like that, I usually just leave these as is. I think it might actually make them happy to decorate this stuff and make it nice, but I don't know. It would be a long time, I think, before I felt like that was a priority for me. So I am getting all my meats here ready to go. I should probably, honestly, it's getting to about the time that I should probably start setting some nobles here. I also talked about getting my military set up with this guy that came. That's like an axe dwarf. The longer I wait, the more these skills are going to degrade, and it's not a bad idea to set up a little something when you can, so that just in case, like if you get some hostile, annoying guys outside or something like that, you can deal with it. But I probably want to do that, and I probably want to set like up an office for like a broker, bookkeeper, things like that, so that I can get some of these numbers taken care of and get it better. I wonder if I have anybody. So one of these things, if you go into here to kind of see if you're getting ready to get started. Oh, my expedition leader, by the way. I want to check on something. ITEB. I made one guy have. I spent skill points on him to be a leader, and I'm noticing that like the guy that I made intended to be my leader in other skills here, or is it social, is not actually the leader. So I kind of want to replace him. Who did I set to have that? I don't remember. It might have been... No, it wasn't my miners, because I made them engravers. Military training. I see. I still want my guy, who I made to be a natural leader. Alright, it wasn't him. Was it the farmer? No, it wasn't the cook. Maybe the planter. No, but he's good. He's a musician. Oh, yes, it was. Okay. My planter. Lore. Okay, this guy is getting replaced. Sorry, buddy. Lore's going in here. He's at the very bottom. No relevant skills. Even though he's a leader. Look at this. Oh, man. Look at Rith, though. I don't know. It is bizarre to me. Okay, I guess, man, maybe I should just completely rescind what I said in that Embark video about the leader skill then, because I would expect that to definitely be a relevant skill of leader, but apparently it's not. So it looks like what the game is looking for is really just like conversation abilities and negotiation and things like that. So I could make my leader this axe dwarf, which is what the one thing I was going to show is for the nobles. When you're getting ready to think about starting to set your nobles, if you do click on these, it does sort of sort it by who has the relevant skills for it. So if you're not mistaken, oh, here we go, militia commander, yeah, as leader. So like you were saying, military training. It wants me to do that, but yeah, that's interesting. So for this guy, yeah, maybe I will actually change this over to Rith here. Let's do that. Let's make him the expedition leader, even though he was not even in the original group. That's okay. So in terms of bookkeeping, which I'm interested in right now to get these numbers resolved, nobody has relevant skills, but they will develop relevant skills pretty quickly. Because I'm going to give them an office, and then I'm going to set the precision that I want on these numbers, and depending on how high I set it, they're going to have to spend more time in the office, basically bookkeeping. And so if I set it high, like they're going to be in there a lot, they're going to get the relevant bookkeeping skill quick, and then it's not going to take them as long to do. And so certainly eventually I'm just going to have it set on max precision and never change it. But I might set it on like a 3 out of 5 or something to begin with. So maybe I will pick somebody to do that and make them an office. I've only got the tables and chairs right now that I need for my dining area, and I don't really want to take these away because it's only 5, so I think I'm going to set, since I got another mason, let's do a few more tables and chairs. And let's actually change this, since I have my, who do I have as my, oh yeah, actually no, they're different. My crafts dwarf is different from my mason. So let's actually have this guy make a few tables and chairs here. I'm just going to set these on repeat. And we'll set up one of these guys with an office. This design that I chose here is not really conducive to having offices connected to them, I guess, unless I did it on the side here. But what I could temporarily do, since this is sort of a temporary setup anyway, is I might just have, instead of a bedroom in one of these, just have it be an office for this guy. I think that's what I'm going to do. They don't really have to be connected, the bedrooms and offices or anything like that. I tend to do it that way, but it doesn't really have to be. Oh, we got another bed down here. We gotta get our last guy set up. Yeah, there we go. Got some gyms here. Gyms is one. Eventually I'm going to set up a jeweler workshop and start cutting these gems into usable, cut gems basically. And then you can, that's another thing you can do is decorate your finished goods that you're going to trade, or even stuff that you have around the base to raise your value of your different rooms and things like that. You can decorate it with cut jewels. So this is another one I probably won't quantum stockpile, but I'll probably just create a bin stockpile around my jewelry workshop when I have it, as an input stockpile for there, that I can take everything there and quickly use it. Just barrels and bins over here. Yeah, I think I got enough barrels now, so I can set my still back up. It's still saying requires empty food storage item. Why is it not taking the barrel? Oh, okay. All right. I made a crucial mistake here. So this is a good good learning experience for the video here. Here's the reason why I had that problem. So I ran out of barrels, is what it's telling me. I come up here, I see I definitely have barrels. I've got plenty of barrels now. I've been making them on repeat. The issue is I made the mistake of setting the input stockpile in here, and this is a workshop that actually has multiple inputs. So I was like, I want you to use the brewing ingredients because I just want you to only use these, these plump helmets and strawberries that I'm putting in here, basically. The problem that I'm having is that it's also going to take the input of a barrel, and since the barrel does not appear in here, like, it's going to consider that for every input, right? Like, whatever you have set up here. The nice thing is you can have multiple of these. So, one option I could have is just take this off, like, crap, whatever, just brew from whatever you want. But if I still really want this, I can actually just put another input and make that my furniture output stockpile here. So now if I do that and I come down here, I will have the ability again, brew drink from plants. So I'm going to do that for now. Put that on repeat and let them go. And now that I have my little dining area set up, I'm actually going to set up an output stockpile for this thing too. And say, when you're finished with this, take this stuff to this drinks stockpile. Yeah, and that stockpile is probably going to have to get bigger than it is. So here's what I'll do, is I'll take this, you want to kind of watch your stockpiles over time. One thing that I sort of wish that there was, and I don't believe that there is anywhere, I don't know of anything like this, is I wish there was like a screen somewhere that would show you like, okay, like there's a places, right? Oh, stockpiles, here. Oh, okay, this is exactly what I was going to ask for, and it does exist And I really wish I had known about this in my last last fortress. I was just about to explain exactly what this is, and here it is. Okay, I didn't know that this existed. But yeah, so you can see the occupied here. This is fantastic. I had been just basically eyeballing it around my fortress. Obviously, some of these are going to be thrown a little bit off if you're doing the quantum stockpile thing. These inputs and outputs for these things. You know, maybe you even want to like prefix these with like QS so you can easily see them as quantum stockpile ones. And just ignore those because those are always going to be at 100% pretty much if they're being used. But the other ones, if they're getting close to full, like drinks, you know, yeah, you just click on here, go there, and you could basically just add to it in this case. So I'm just going to say I want to add another one here. And stockpiles don't have to be touching necessarily even. So in this case I have, you know, the same stockpile has two completely separate pieces, and that's totally fine. And so now if I go back to that screen, drinks is only 59% occupied, so better shape.